The full series of Singles Club episodes is available at patreon.com/scubaofficial.
Welcome to Singles Club. Yeah, right. Okay, so I thought I'd just stick the camera on for this one and see how we get on with that. Singles Club. So we're doing the UK top 10, the current top 10 UK singles. And I suppose the charts have just deteriorated in importance to an enormous extent. I mean, when I was a kid, back in the midst of time, the UK Top 40 was counted down on Radio 1 every Sunday afternoon. And so they would play each track. I guess it would take like 3 hours or something like that. Maybe it was like 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. or something like that every Sunday. So occasionally you'd listen to it. And there was a brief period where I got interested in, what was actually in the charts. But I mean, that can't be true now. It definitely can't be true. So this is going to be interesting. Sometimes you kind of read about the charts being kind of massaged and various different tactics being employed these days. I mean, they are compiled in a variety of different ways. It was never just a case of like what was sold in the shops. It also contains stuff like airplay. I mean, the way they do the streaming these days is very kind of dubious. The way they fold in physical sales now, again, pretty dodgy. I mean, and anecdotally, one of the reasons that Taylor Swift has done this thing with, so many different formats of the, or so many different formats of the same release. Yeah, like 4 different vinyl versions or 7 different vinyl versions, I think it was partly to massage the chart positions. So yeah, this whole thing is, it's declined in importance really, but it's still a decent yardstick possibly, or to some extent anyway, of what is popular on a given weekend. I am, by the way, wearing one of the new Hot Flush tees. This is the box fit, so it's super baggy, which is just not the kind of thing I normally wear actually. But if you like this kind of thing, this is a large size, and it is big, probably a bit too big for me, to be honest. But I mean, obviously with the the classic Hot Flush logo on it, so you know where to go, hotflushrecordings.com/shop to grab one of these. So if you're not familiar with Singles Club, how does it work? Well, basically I listen to each tune in turn. I have the duration of a track to research it if I don't know what it is, and I almost always don't know what it is. And then I give you my, shoot from the hip, not completely serious take on what I think of it. So this is not intended to be completely serious, although I will give you my honest opinions. But, the way I conduct myself isn't always completely serious. So, I mean, you may know that by now, or you may not. So, anyway, it is Sunday the 26th of April. And I think this is last week's chart, so I don't think this is updated. So, just for, complete accuracy's sake. But, we're going to do the top 10. And I'm not going to tell you what they are in advance. So the first one, number 10 in the charts, is Dominic Fike with White Keys. Let's take a listen to this, shall we? 1995 teens in the Florida. Okay, I've never heard of this guy before. And this is an interesting story because he has 2 tracks in the top 10 here. I mean, this is just a great example of how the charts have changed. 2 tracks in the top 10, they're both from the same EP, but it's an EP that was recorded 7 years ago as the demos to, I guess, a subsequent album or something. I mean, this is really, this is a very good indication of how music consumption works these days, isn't it? I mean, this guy sounds pretty interesting. Growing up, both of Fike's parents were heroin addicts. His father was absent for much of his childhood. When Fike was 10, his father re-entered his life for a week, in which time he taught Fike, that's really difficult to say, a few chords on the guitar before he left again. I mean, this dude is also an actor. He's in the he joined the cast of Euphoria, which I guess is that thing which is famous because Sydney Sweeney got her tits out in it. This is, non-typical, I think, to the wider history of the music industry. But, the song was fine. I mean, it did sort of sound like a demo, like a good demo. But, I mean, I don't know why this has caught heat in the way that it has. Heat in a good way. Caught fire. I mean, this is like I said, like a 7-year-old, 8-year-old EP of demos, which is re-released and I guess went viral on TikTok or something. just, I guess, file under stuff I don't understand about life anymore. Anyway, let's go to Olivia Dean, shall we? That should be a bit more typical. Track entitled Man I Need. Olivia Dean. She is really broken through. I just noticed that she's Ashley Walters' cousin. Ashley Walters of Top Boy fame and also of So Solid Crew fame, I seem to remember. Is that the same person? I'm pretty sure it is. It absolutely is. Yeah, Asher D. Of course it is. So, obviously a talented family. I mean, look, this is okay. I mean, we've had Olivia Dean on Singles Club before. And this one in particular is very 80s sounding, actually, in the production and the kind of feel of it. It's kind of like triplets, kind of like rolling feel to it. And, it's a nice song. I mean, it's all just very, very middle of the road. I mean, I think that's what I said about Olivia Dean before. And I've just noticed that she went to the Brit School as well, which is, yeah. We've had someone on the show. Who was it on the show? Jam Supernova. That's it. When we had her on Music Not Diving regular episode, she talked about the Brit School. And she's from Haringey, London, England. That's where I'm from. What? Okay. Anyway, regardless of all that, this is very boring music, very middle of the road. It's kind of reminds me of like Norah Jones or something. Not necessarily in exactly what it sounds like, but just like that kind of, genre of person, genre of artist. Just very boring, very by the numbers, very, successful, very easy to like, I suppose. And, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Anyway, let's just crack on to the next one, shall we? Harry Styles, American Girls. Let's check this out. Right. Kid Harpoon. Never heard of that guy until just now. Probably should have done. Very successful British songwriter, record producer, and musician. A couple of years younger than me, annoyingly. But I mean, I'm old enough that basically everyone is younger than me now, so shouldn't dwell on that too much. So he's the kind of co-writer and co-producer, seemingly, on all the Harry Styles stuff. I'm sure we must have dug into this before on Singles Club, because Harry Styles has definitely come up before, but obviously missed it. Anyway, I mean, it's okay. Like, it's a nice aesthetic, I suppose, is what you could say about the Harry Styles solo stuff. It's kind of tastefully done. And apart from that, I think it suffers from the contemporary problem of, like, the song's just not really quite being there. It's kind of nice and kind of catchy, but it's not like amazing. I mean, I've immediately forgotten the chorus to that track. And I think the same was true for, like, As It Was, which is the big one, which has got 4 billion streams on Spotify alone, I've just noticed. Like, that was similarly just deeply forgettable, really, as a track. But as a song, I mean, but, nicely put together, tastefully done, basically. And I suppose, when you look like Harry Styles and you've had the start, the One Dimension leg up, all you've got to do is kind of continue hitting the target, as it were. It doesn't have to be a worldie every time. If it's good enough, then that's good enough, I suppose. But, he's British, so we're a patriotic podcast, kind of. And, fair enough, Harry Styles. This was pretty decent. And to that guy, whatever his name is, Thomas Edward Percy Hull, known professionally as Kid Harpoon. Well, yeah, okay, all right, fair enough. He was signed to Young Turks, actually, who, obviously, the XX and that guy Caius, they tried to, he wanted to sign Adrenaline when I put Adrenaline out. He was like, I don't want any of your other tunes. I just want to sign Adrenaline. And obviously I said no. Okay, next up in the charts, it's that other Dominic Fike tune. This one's called Babydoll. This is the A-side, by the way. So the other one was the B-side. The B-side is at number 10 in the charts and the A-side is at number 7. Let's take a listen. Yeah, so, I mean, again, like, it was quite good and stuff. Sounded a bit like a demo. Notably, there's a program or a plugin, a drum plugin called Superior Drummer 3, which came out in 2017. And so would have been, kind of spanking new piece of kit because it was quite groundbreaking when it came out. And the drums on this are 100% done with that. Definitely. I mean, I've used that a ton. I know exactly what it sounds like. I mean, it's definitely that, which is fine. It's great. I mean, it's an awesome, awesome program. So the awesome VST. They've got, I mean, it came with like 230 gigs of sampled drum kits, and the sound of it is, I mean, it's just as good as basically proper live drums, basically, once you've figured out how to use it properly. Anyway, and it was, fine. I mean, this thing is like, must have gone just uber viral because, again, it's like quite good and stuff and sounds sort of quite good, but I've already forgotten how the chorus went. So, yeah, fine. It was fine. Literally, nothing to write home about. It was only 1 minute and 38 seconds long. Mercifully. I say mercifully, it was all right. It was all right. Okay, Sombr. And I believe Sombr were at Coachella and he brought Billy Corgan out to do 1979. I think that's the same guy, but I haven't heard any of his tunes before ever. So let's have a listen. Okay, Sombr. Sombr has in fact been on Singles Club before. I realised as I was reading his biography. So he's probably as close to an industry plant as you're going to get. Well, as close to the quintessential industry plant. I mean, when I say industry plant, he is the son of Benasefati. I mean, this is exactly the same as last time. I couldn't pronounce the name last time. Benasefati. And Andy Booz, who have both worked for AMFAR, the Foundation for AIDS Research in New York City, and they are absolutely quintessential insider culture types. The producer of his album that this was released under was, well, the co-producer was him, in quotation marks, and Tony Berg, an American musician, record producer and AR representative, in which role he has been described as a, quote, industry guru. So former executive at Geffen Records and various others. So this is like something which was put together, because they identified someone who was like basically looked good and was talented and knocked up a music career for them. And, it's fine. It's good. I have no problem with this happening. As long as the music's decent. And this music is decent. It is decent. It's completely fine. I quite like the production. There's this massive reverb on the vocal. And the reason people stop doing big reverbs on vocals like that is because basically everything's so compressed now. When you compress reverb, it really sounds a bit weird. And you can hear the compression on the reverb, the big reverb on the vocal. But they made it sound kind of cool. And it's all right. I just noticed Tony Berg also has worked with Phoebe Bridgers, who, I think she's probably a bit of an industry plant too, isn't she? Okay. It was all right. And by the way, it was him who brought out Billy Corgan at Coachella. And Billy's having a bit of a moment right now. And by the way, he's still only 20, this guy. Yeah. I think I complained about that last time as well. He was on. But Billy's having a bit of a moment. They've done the stuff with Young Thug. Is it Young Thug? Young Bloods, that's it. Young Thug, someone else. So that was putting them back in the sort of like, credible mainstream kind of thing. But I think people have remembered that the Pumpkins were the best band of the 90s. And were sort of recognised as such at the time. Well, not really, but, basically all your favourite musicians love the Pumpkins, basically. And if there's a musician out there who doesn't have Pumpkins in, their top 3 favourite bands, well, then you should be deeply suspicious of that musician. Okay, this is taking ages, so let's get cracking. Number 5, Alex Warren, track entitled Fever Dream. Yeah, okay, this is the definition of the kind of social media personality musician, essentially. So Never heard of this guy before, obviously. Alex Warren. He is a founding member of the collaborative TikTok group, The Hype House. He has 20 million followers on TikTok, 4.6 million followers on YouTube. That tune sounded like a random track from a bad musical. That was my major impression I got from it. Yeah, it sounded like a sort of really bad Andrew Lloyd Webber song with none of the cool like harmony stuff in it. And yeah, really lame production. And this was basically terrible, I would say. And so depressing that this is what social media has done to all of us, you know. Just dreadful, really dreadful. And maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but honestly, horrendous. He was nominated for the Grammy Award for Best New Artist in 2026. Let's move on, shall we? Number 4 in the charts is Zara Larsson. Some people I've never heard of. It's called Lush. So that is a good chorus. That's what I'd mostly say about that. I mean, a couple of other observations. First of all, that's 10 years old, more than 10 years old. It came out in 2015. The singer, Zara Larsson, is still only 28. So she was 17 when that came out. And the main hook line of the chorus is doing it all night, all summer. So 2015 was just before Me Too. I wonder if that had happened a year later, that would have been kind of canned by the record label because, you know, a bit too Me Too-y. Maybe. Possible. I mean, obviously lots of, you know, questionable things have happened since 2016, so it's completely possible that it would have, you know, continued to be released and, you know, continued to be a big hit. This was also the era where very white women were trying to sound like Rihanna. And this is an example of a very, very white woman trying to sound like Rihanna in a highly unconvincing way. Actually, no, that's harsh. I think it is quite convincing. But I mean, then you kind of look at her and it's just like, well, I mean, you're a teenager from Sweden. And therefore, basically about as convincing as Mick Jagger's American accent. But I mean, you know, it was fine. But I have no idea why this is, you know, number 4 in the charts when it's 11 years old. She had a collaboration with my least favourite artist at the moment, Pink Pantheress, which may have put her back in the public eye, but I think maybe she's still successful. This has obviously just gone viral on TikTok though, hasn't it? So that must be why it's here. Pink Pantheress is like totally consistent with this, just utter nonsense. But like I said, this was actually a really good chorus. I mean, a really good chorus. I mean, you definitely remember that one. Number 3 in the chart is Dracula by Tame Impala. I never know how you pronounce his name. Is it Tame Impala or Tame Impala? No clue. I know a bit of the tunes and I've never really liked this guy's stuff, but let's have a listen to this. Yeah, that was fucking terrible, I would say. Really, I mean, just bad. Just not a good piece of music at all, to be honest. Tame Impala signed to Columbia Records for this album. I'm not sure if they were on, well, it's just him, isn't it? I'm not sure if he was on an indie before that. Let's just have a check on that. No, I think they've been on majors for a little while. But, or probably for the whole thing, actually. Oh, they came from MySpace originally. I get it. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just, I mean, respect for him doing it all himself in his studio. That's one thing I can say. It's basically a guy in his studio just making tunes. So to that extent, yes, maximum respect. But it's not very good as a song. And I don't know, it was just, yeah. I mean, he's a really good singer. I suppose that's what I was kind of frustrated by listening to this. He's very, very good at singing. And he's not singing a very good song here. So, I mean, I feel like, I suppose if you've been successful you know, over a number of years on your own in your studio writing songs. And in fairness, this is a big hit. So, I mean, my opinion is obviously not massively valid here. But to me, it was just a bit shit, basically. So, hope you do better next time, Mr. Impala. Bella K is next. It's called I Love It, I Love It, I Love It. All one word. By the way, that came out, very few of these are brand new. So that previous one came out a couple of months ago. The previous one, obviously 11 years ago. I mean, we had the one from the Demos EP. Yeah. This is not like the charts used to be, but I mean, obviously we knew that anyway. Bella K, I love it, I love it, I love it. What's this going to sound like? I have no idea. Yeah, okay, that was very, very good, actually. Fair enough. That's easily the best song in the charts by a mile. I'm trying to figure out who she is. So she's only 20. In fact, there's another person who is only 20 as well in this chart, but it looks like she isn't a massive industry plant, surprisingly enough. So recorded some stuff, self-released it, and then got signed to Atlantic as a result of, I suppose, that stuff doing well. Yeah, good. This stuff does happen sometimes, although obviously the majors like zoomed in super quick. I mean, yeah, great song, great, you know, vocal delivery, really nice production, really nicely done with the dynamics and real progression through the song, through the track. Just, yeah, that was awesome. Really, really awesome. I was surprised at how good, very surprised. Like the first 30 seconds, I was like, yeah, okay, this is going to be kind of boring. But then it really develops. I mean, that's the major bugbear that I have with the majority of music these days, is the lack of development. And I think there's lots of reasons for that, having kind of embedded itself as a trend. But I mean, this was not that, and it was really good. Really, really, really good. So, yeah, fair enough, Bella K. You're good at music. Fair enough. But you're not, unfortunately, at number one. And Sam Fender is, and it is Rain Me In featuring Olivia Dean. So if you wanted to have anyone featuring on your track right now, if you're a male singer, it would be Olivia Dean, particularly if you're an English singer. And Sam Fender is definitely an English singer. So let's have a listen to this, shall we? I'm not at all familiar with Sam Fender or his music, but I know he's a Geordie and is very popular in Newcastle. So let's have a listen, shall we? Sam Fender. Right, I mean, that did not need to be 5 minutes and 39 seconds, really. I think there's basically 2 sections to the whole thing. And fair enough, it's a duet and she does the second verse and stuff. But like, I mean, yeah, that was, I mean, boring does not convey the sense of ennui that I felt listening to that track. It was unbelievably tedious. And, you know, it's kind of swingy beat and, you know, open chords on the acoustic and like, you know, just kind of like loose drums. It's just like, I mean, whatever. This is this is Sam Fender's first ever charting track in the United States, presumably because Olivia Dean is quite big in the States. And it sounds like some bad country record, basically. It sounds like English people doing country. I mean, yeah. Like, good country is good. This is not good country. It's bad country. Nowhere near as good as Bella K. I'm just looking down this chart now. What has been good in this chart? Olivia Dean was boring. The Dominic Fike tracks were kind of okay. Weird that they were there. Harry Styles was okay. Sombr was okay. Alex Warren was terrible. Zara Larsson was, you know, and Tame Impala was pretty awful. And then Bella K was really good. This was all right. I mean, you know, this is, I suppose, could have been worse. No dance tracks. That's an interesting point. I suppose, I mean, the Tame Impala track was sort of electronic, but certainly not a club track. And, you know, I think electronic music's really, or dance music, has fallen out of fashion quite a bit, I think, compared to over the last few years. I mean, when we did the big global hits one, it was basically just all kind of like rock songs or like poppy rock songs, rocky pop songs. So yeah, dance music is on its arse at the moment, which is not surprising because almost everything that has come out is terrible. So yeah, and particularly the big stuff, awful, genuinely terrible. But Bella K was great. That's the major takeaway from this. Bella K, I'm going to go and listen to the album, I think, which I didn't expect to happen doing an episode of Singles Club. It doesn't always happen, rarely happens, in fact, actually, discovering a decent new act. So yeah, all right, we're done here. This has been Singles Club. Thanks for watching and listening. Might post this on YouTube, might not. I think we probably will, depending on how it comes out. If we won't, then it will just be an audio podcast as usual. So I will see you back here for the next episode of Music Not Diving. Thank you.